Governor DeSantis, the man on the side of safety and freedom for his citizens, joins us now. Governor, thank you for being with us tonight. Now, after you made your announcement, I know you probably missed this. You were a little busy, but CNN's Dr. Sanjay Gupta had this to say.
The idea of reopening when we're nowhere near containment, there's just way too much viral transmission. Governor DeSantis has gone through this before. You saw what happened when they had that big spike. That's when they reopened. That's obviously a concern. But inside restaurants with full capacity, there's no mask mandate, there's no fine. These are all the wrong sort of decisions as far as actually trying to bring this pandemic under control.
Governor, you're going to get a lot of this, but they're waving the caution flag, the danger flag, the warning flag tonight about your decision. Why are you right and why are they wrong?
Well, I think a lot of them are ignorant about Florida. I mean, we never closed down over the summer. He was talking about the Sun Belt spike. We actually had, of course, beaches, theme parks, retail operating at 100%. We had sports and summer camps over the summer. We have over 1.1 million students in face-to-face instruction for K through 12. We have college students that are on campus. We've had big events such as NFL with fans, college football with fans. We had a NASCAR race with 30,000 people. So we've been open. The final kind of piece to the puzzle was this capacity limitation on the restaurants at 50%. And so that was the announcement today kind of brought that in for a landing. And a lot of those folks in that industry have had a really, really rough time. They've learned a lot about how to create a safe environment. I think that they'll be able to do that going forward. So I think it'll end up being good for jobs. I think it'll end up being good for their business. And I also think, Laura, we have to have a situation where individuals can make decisions about what makes sense for them. And if that's something you're not comfortable doing, no one's going to force you to do it. But I do think that people need to be free to choose.
Now, Governor, this is something that Joe Biden said this week on the trail about, quote, national standards.
The president has to take control, has to take responsibility, set national standards, making sure we're in a position where the president lays out standards for opening schools, opening businesses.
Well, that ends up being code for national mask mandates and rolling lockdowns, which frankly Americans, I think, are just sick and tired of. They're beyond this. And in fact, Governor, a guest we had on last night was arrested earlier this week for not wearing a mask outside. Watch.
You guys should not be doing this and doing this kind of crap for the mayor. This is embarrassing.
Get off of me! Tase somebody over a mask.
Governor, these look like scenes out of Russia. A man singing a hymn with others, a woman sitting at a sports event. What's going on here? What is this really all about?
Well, I'll tell you, Laura, in Florida, we never did any of that, but in other states, you would see churches be banned, but you could go to a casino. Basic rights deprived, and it was oftentimes on a political basis. I am worried, though, about this. I mean, Joe Biden has said he will lock down the country if a scientist tells him to do it. I had a great roundtable. It's on my Twitter and Facebook with three very eminent scientists yesterday talking about all these issues. Dr. Martin Kaldor from Harvard Medical and Jay Bhattacharya and Michael Levitt from Stanford Medical. And I asked, should lockdowns be off the table? And they all said unequivocally, yes, lockdowns should be off the table. At best, what they do is just delay infections. They do not reduce mortality, but they cause catastrophic damage. And so that should be off the table in this country going forward. We need our society to function because, COVID-19 is one health issue. There's a whole host of other health issues out there that get exacerbated when you have society on its knees.
I want to talk about the state of Florida and the presidential race, Governor DeSantis, given how close it was last time around. The president has expressed his extreme concern with mail-in voting, not absentee voting, which is very popular in your state, but with mail-in voting. How do you think things stand now in your state, given where the polls are and given where you think the people are after this very difficult year?
Well, just to be clear, we don't have mass mail voting in Florida. What we have, as you mentioned, is mail voting on request, absentee voting. So voters can request it. They will get sent a ballot, and then they can send it in. It's tried, true, and safe, so if people want to vote that way, they should absolutely do it, but we are not indiscriminately sending out ballots all over the state of Florida. That doesn't work. And you also have to have sent in the ballot by Election Day at 7 p.m. There's not going to be a situation where ballots are just showing up a week after the election. I think that's very chaotic. Look, I think he's in good shape. It's always tough here. It's never an easy race. But if you look in 2016, he did really poorly in Miami-Dade County, still won the state. He's doing a lot better in Miami-Dade. He's got really strong support from Hispanics. I think he'll win Hispanics in Miami-Dade County. And if he holds the support elsewhere, I think he's definitely going to be in good shape. Biden has really not done much in Florida. We have a ground game. We're registering voters going door to door. Their campaign hasn't wanted to do that because of the pandemic. When Trump won in 2016, we had a 340,000 vote deficit with Democrats for registration. We've now shrunk that to under 190,000. That's as close as we've ever been, probably in modern history, in terms of registration. I think that bodes well for us.
Are you worried about Michael Bloomberg's efforts to pay the penalties, the fines of former felons who would then get the right to vote if their fines were paid?
Well, our Attorney General is
he's
investigating that. It's a situation where he's discriminating on the basis of race. He's only paying off if you're a certain race. And basically, I think someone in his organization said, yeah, because we think they'll vote for the candidate we want. And under Florida law, that very well may run afoul of that. So we'll have to see, but it is being investigated. And it may be investigated federally, but it certainly is investigated by the state Attorney General in the state of Florida.
And Governor, just one more time, I'm going to ask one more question. Will you ever consider locking down your state, large parts of your state, as the governor of New York? I guess they're now considering it in New York City today, we learn, because of some outbreaks. You will never do that in your state.
0% chance of that.
Okay, Governor, thank you so much. Great to see you tonight.